Uh, my name's Kyle Bowes, graduated in 2012, and after I graduated high school, I started working at Hillsboro Aviation as a line service technician, fueling airplanes as I was getting my flight ratings, and I'm currently a flight instructor teaching people how to fly. First year after sunset, I took the summer break, started classes at Portland Community College in their aviation science program, doing school full-time as much as I could out at PCC. It's like 3 or 4 classes a week, which doesn't seem like full-time, and kept pursuing that for 2.5 years, I believe. I took summer breaks at PCC, so that's what I've been doing since. Definitely the English, learning how to write a good solid essay, your grammar, that's going to be important later on in life. Math carries over quite a bit, although it doesn't change a whole lot. Sunset actually did a really good job of incorporating a lot of the college classes into the math classes here. Really the core classes, not so much the elective, although they're fun, but the core classes are the most important thing to kind of focus on there. As far as IB classes, I didn't go to some super fancy Ivy League school, so I didn't really find them that useful. I only took IB computer science. That being said, it did prepare me a lot as far as having to write a 100-page document and kind of learning how to put together a solid essay that's a lengthy project. Because when you get through to at my school, Embry-Riddle, you have a capstone project, which is essentially that same 100-page document, going over what you learned through your past 4 years of college. So definitely those core classes like I talked about earlier, paying attention for the grammar, because in college they expect you to know that one, and then all of the technology classes, because that really tied into my field and currently what I'm doing with aviation, being a pilot. Definitely the freedom that you get when you're in college. If you don't do the homework, your professors don't really care. They don't go through and you don't hand it in anymore. If you don't want to go to class, you don't have to go to class. You don't get participation points. Some classes you will, but they're not going to count attendance. So it takes a lot more self-dedication, and you have to really want to learn. That's the biggest thing, and got to push yourself. Like I mentioned earlier, the writing of essays, that's a big one. Writing reports at work, I guess speaking would be important. Writing reports at work and being detailed without adding a lot of the clutter, also really important. And then kind of the technical skills that you learned with computers were really useful as far as I go. Because technology in aviation is ever changing, and being able to keep up with it and kind of understand how it's changing and what's causing it to change is really helpful for me. Really the technology ones with you were probably the biggest ones, learning the hands-on stuff, because during the first couple years of flight school, a lot of the apps and stuff for the iPad and your phone weren't really available. So when it came down to how could I make this pre-flight process easier and crunching all the math, I made the programs for myself. In this class, I made the weight and balance program, which you just plug in the numbers, it spits it all out, done. So I really used all those to make my training more efficient. Don't really use them as much anymore since they're widely available. The math is really important for my career. Writing is also very important. I neglected it. Once you get into college and you start having to do the grammar and commas and periods and where does everything go, they just assume you know it from high school. I had no clue. I was like, uh-oh, and I had to do a lot of review on my own. So definitely the core classes are really big, and then figure out what you want to go into if you can. It's kind of hard. And then try and track towards that kind of program.